This week, we are going to find so much comfort and inspiration when we lean into our creative expression, when we lean into what do we find beautiful about ourselves and others in our environment. It's a time to beautify. It's a time to be creative. When you lean into this energy, some of the nastier aspects of the week can't really touch you. We have this energy where Venus is really supported in the sky. And it's a blessing because, as I've said, July is just a really chaotic month. The chaos is there to show us the structures in our lives that are no longer working. So it's a productive chaos and it is necessary, but it's also hard to experience and hard to watch. We're leading up to a full moon on July 10th. This moon, every full moon is about illumination. And it can also be about things coming full circle and being completed. But really more so, my experience with full moons is that whatever has been under the surface, whatever maybe we've been trying to push down or deny or just cope with, tends to come up. And this is because we're not meant to push things down. We are meant to allow things to flow through our body. That's what emotion is, energy in motion. So as we lead up to this full moon, one of the things that none of us can really ignore is that the fast-paced changes are difficult to keep up with. There's too many things to read, too many apps. It's just too much. And this moon is really pointing to where we have to become self-sovereign of our own routine, of our own coping mechanisms. A lot of our coping mechanisms we inherited from our parents. They inherited it from their parents. We have coping mechanisms that, different racial and religious groups, we've inherited from those. This moon, because of how everything is moving so fast on this planet, because of these great, huge technological advances that we're not able to really, truly integrate as they're happening, we're given this gift of nothing really works, so we have to find what works within. This full moon is going to ask us, in your patterning, what is inherited and what is truly working. A lot of what we've inherited doesn't work anymore. We're supposed to be the next evolution of patterning, energetic patterning, emotional patterning, relationship patterning. This moon is really going to push you into that place of the ability to see, okay, maybe this is what my mom and dad did, but this doesn't work for me. And this is certainly not something I want to pass down to my children. That's the gift of this full moon. We often talk about, especially in the spiritual community, the gifts of our ancestors, but there are also things from those that went before us that we are meant to dissolve and neutralize and break the chains of. If you're watching this, a lot of people, who are drawn to me, my fans and clients and followers, you're probably somebody who is breaking, generational patterns within your family. And that is really sacred work. And so this full moon is a chance for you to take that role on. We've been talking about letting go of old identities that, no longer work, right? Who we were in high school is probably not going to serve us now in our lives, I certainly know that's the case for me. When we are looking at these old roles and letting them go, this full moon is giving us a chance to really evaluate, okay, well, what role am I going to play? Who am I truly? And what do I represent? And why? I'm going to get more into all of this on Patreon, so please join us over there. We always have an extended for the weekly woo and other such yummies. There's also a subscriber section here on Instagram if this is where you're watching. We have 3 weekly posts and pics and all sorts of fun things. You can head over there for that. And, you know, remember that as these changes move through the world, you can only really control what you do and how you feel about it. And your daily routine, that is in your hands. And our habits are truly what make up our future. And so the question this week is, how is your daily life and your daily habits supporting who you want to be, who you want to become, who you feel you are meant to become? So join us over on Patreon, you guys. We'll get more into these big planetary changes that are happening. We do have Uranus moving into Gemini, which, you know, it's been in Taurus for the last, I think, 12 years. This is a big change. We've also just had Saturn and Neptune go into Aries. Both of those planets are now going into retrograde in the next, well, Neptune just went into retrograde. Saturn's about to go into retrograde. So there are a lot more changes to talk about, and we'll do that over on Patreon. Thanks so much for viewing.